fucking with Man Jackson. You're watching WGS-TV.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZephaxTV. I'm WB Billy Boudreaux, and this is going to be my Monday Night Raw review for the week of October 1st, 2012. We open up this week's Monday Night Raw with what I was hoping to be an answer from CM Punk for for Ryback, for everything we saw with the end of Monday Night Raw last week, and some of the stuff I've talked about on my Raw preview earlier today about seeing something between CM Punk and Ryback further develop. And CM Punk comes out, he starts to talk about what he did with Mick Foley, about being disrespected, what John Cena did, but no mention of Ryback. And I have to say I was a little bit disappointed at the time, because before Raw started, and I talked about it on the preview, I think they could really go somewhere with CM Punk and Ryback, and we just didn't see it. We didn't see anything develop yet. Notice I said yet. To further along the segment, they start talking about what happened between Paul Heyman and AJ when Paul Heyman proposed to AJ, and AJ slapped the taste out of his mouth. And they go ahead and pull out the document with the board of directors decree that AJ cannot touch any of the superstars or managers, so she is the general manager, which harkens the "excuse me lady" Icky Vicky Guerrero with Dolph Ziggler. We'll say this, I like Dolph Ziggler's new t-shirt. Pretty cool. And they start mad dogging AJ, and AJ comes out, which prompts her to make the announcement that she now has an executive coach to help her make decisions since she's on probation. And as soon as she said that, we hear Daniel Bryan's music, and we're all thinking Daniel Bryan is the coach, but it's another guy. But then it comes, Kane comes out, and what this kind of builds into, it's going to be a tag team main event. Hands down, saw it coming. Kind of obvious to see it coming, to be honest with you. But it was still a good opening segment, as the main event was billed to be CM Punk teaming up with Dolph Ziggler to take on the team of Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane. 3.5 out of 5 on this one, guys. I really wanted to hear CM Punk respond to Ryback stopping him last week from further attacking Mick Foley, but we didn't see it. So, a little bit disappointed that they really didn't go that route. The opening match this week on Monday Night Raw saw Sin Cara take on Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio take on a Primo and Epico in the first round match in the tag team tournament to determine new #1 contenders for the tag team titles, and it was a very good match. I must say, with WWE putting Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio together is not only a good thing, but what they did tonight is they actually put them in kind of matching ring gear. And what I say is it was like one half Mysterio, one half Sin Cara in both sets of ring gear for both Mysterio and Sin Cara. It's a good move. I think it's a really good thing for them. I think they can make it work. So you can make it work, Rosa Mendez. That's all I can say. There's a reason blue's my favorite color, ladies and gentlemen, and you would have to have seen Monday Night Raw to understand that concept. As far as this matchup goes, it was really good. Sin Cara and Mysterio are undefeated as a tag team, and it kind of made sense to put them over. Primo and Epico, the only thing they really have is Rosa Mendez. Now, Rosa Mendez is hot, with a capital H-O-T, hot. For some reason, when I think of Rosa Mendez, I crave an enchilada. I don't know why. But, I'm pretty sure some of you guys out there would be offended by that. But anyway, Primo and Epico really haven't gone anywhere. Ever since they dropped the tag team titles, they just really kind of flatlined, in a sense. So, I really didn't think they were going to get a push for the tag team titles. Sin Cara and Mysterio was a better choice to me, and that's the way they went. So I'm going to go 4 out of 5, especially for the finish. in this tag match. Both Sin Cara and Mysterio climbing the top rope, thinking we're going to get a tandem double team finisher from top rope, but still get a good one. Sin Cara dives off with a crossbody to the outside, while Rey Mysterio gets the swan dive splash off the top for the win. Shocker of the night is what I want to call what happened next in this matchup involving Antonio Cesaro and Brodus Clay. Right off the bat, I gotta say this. I have to say this. WWE, for the love of God, drop the Rosetta Stone gimmick. Nobody cares that Antonio Cesaro can say one word in 5 different languages. Now, if it can spit in 5 different languages, that might be impressive to some people. Who knows? But one word in 5 different languages, nobody cares. I promise you, nobody cares. Now, he took on Brodus Clay. Now, normally we see Brodus Clay dominate a match and get a win cleanly. However, tonight was not the case. This is why I call it the shocker. Antonio Cesaro was able to pull away with a clean win. Clean win. I'm serious. Cesaro was able to pick Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay a good 350 at best. And he was able to pick him up in the neutralizer and put him down and get the win. A clean pin on Brodus Clay. When's the last time we've seen a clean pin on Brodus Clay since he adopted the Funkasaurus gimmick? Not very often. Not very often. 4 out of 5, because this is a shocker to me. Not so much of a shocker, but more of a filler is this next match, as The Miz, Intercontinental Champion, seeks to rebound as he took on Zack Ryder. Like I said, basically a filler match. Ryder and Miz, it was, like I said, filler match all the way. Miz gets the win. It's kind of his rebound since he got railroaded last week by Ryback. 3 out of 5. It wasn't really interesting. Excuse me. It wasn't really interesting, but it was still okay. But just, again, filler match. Really can't do much with that. Next up, we have the World Championship debate. Yeah, Big Show becomes the #1 contender on Friday Night SmackDown, and the way you build towards the match at Hell in a Cell, you start with a debate? No, don't get me wrong about this. It was entertaining, and it was a really nice way to start out the build with Sheamus and Big Show. Especially with Sheamus having a scab right in the middle of his face, right between his eyes, for the whole world to see. At one point during the segment, though, I will say this about Big Show. He knows how to pick up things on the fly and make it entertaining. Even though he is a heel, the podium fell apart on the Big Show. He leaned on it and it broke, and Big Show immediately just picked up on that and just ran with it. Was asking for a new podium. Said, "No, I need a new podium. Come on, I'm a little bit heavy. I leaned on it. Broke. Give me a break. I want a new podium." But they didn't give him a new one. But it was funny as hell. Big Show was, again, that shows you the experience that Big Show has in the wrestling industry. He's being able to pick up on that fact that the podium broke when he leaned on it, and he was able to turn it around. Even though he is a heel, he was able to make it funny and entertaining during that build. So I'm going to give it up for Sheamus and Big Show. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to go 4 out of 5 for this World Championship debate. Next up, saw a rematch from Friday Night SmackDown. Ryback taking on Tensai. Now, when I saw this match on Friday Night SmackDown, I thought it was okay. I thought it was amazing that Ryback was able to get Tensai up in his finishing maneuver, that Fisherman's Buster, and I was able to put Tensai down. Now, saying that, Ryback couldn't do it tonight. Ryback tried twice to pick Tensai up for the Fisherman's Buster, and could not do it. Could not do it. So they went with the Lariat for the finisher for Tensai. And I will give you guys a little something, maybe a little bit of a nibble to think about for WrestleDown this week. Because Rick Starr's going to be on this week's WrestleDown, and he has a lot to say when it comes to the moveset of Ryback, and I'm going to give him the opportunity to talk about it and share his feelings about that on this week's WrestleDown. So be sure that you guys stay tuned to WGS-TV for this week's WrestleDown. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to miss what he's got to say. As far as this match goes, if it hadn't been for Ryback botching the Fisherman's Buster finisher, I would have gone 4 out of 5. But I got to drop it a whole point to 3. Next matchup, we had Eve Torres taking on Beth Phoenix, a rematch from last week. I can understand the usage or the reusage of the same divas over and over again, because guys, the roster for WWE Divas is very, very thin, and with Beth Phoenix leaving at the end of October, it's going to get even thinner, because there are a lot of divas and a lot of women's wrestlers who don't want to stay in the WWE because all they're looking for is eye candy. They couldn't give a crap about talent. They just want to look for eye candy. So, for a Divas match, this was somewhat decent. I'm going to go 3 out of 5 for this one. Next up, we had Santino Marella taking on Heath Slater with Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. And at ringside, I really want to see where this goes. You know, where this goes with Slater, Jinder Mahal, and McIntyre. I really want to see, you know, if they can sell it, if they can sell it themselves as a group, if they can show to me and the fans that they can sell themselves as a new group within WWE. I really want to see them have a good name, a good group name. But if they have to have the ability to sell themselves as a legit new group. The last 3-man group we had that I can think of offhand, it was Legacy, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes. Legacy, yeah, it was a good group. It didn't last as long as I think it should have, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe this thing could work for Slater, Mahal, and McIntyre. You never know. 3 out of 5 for the whole thing. Sheamus took on Damian Sandow, one half the Rhodes Scholars, with Cody Rhodes on commentary. A very, very interesting match. Good to see Damian Sandow not running like he did the last time, but now he's got a tag partner. Finish came when Sheamus was on the outside. He threw Damian Sandow back in the ring. Cody Rhodes tried to interfere in the match, but he ended up being thrown into the ring by Sheamus, where we saw for the first time ever a 2-for-1 bro kick. Yeah, a 2-for-1 bro kick. 4 out of 5 on that one. I mean, that was just amazing, just to see that. Next up, on this particular edition of Monday Night Raw, we had Jim Ross Appreciation Night. And what I say by that is, you know, of course, I gotta respect him. With me being a commentator myself, a true legit wrestling commentator. Not to say other commentators here on YouTube aren't legit, but I'm an actual wrestling commentator with Gulf Coast Wrestling and other certain promotions, like Louisiana Championship Wrestling here in Louisiana. So, as a commentator with 4 years experience, one of the people I've looked up to the most was Jim Ross. And so I was glad to have a Jim Ross Appreciation Night. But of course, whenever they have it on TV and not after the show's over, it's not going to be a full, legit Appreciation Night. It's going to be with someone involved. And of course, it ended up with CM Punk. CM Punk came out, and of course, to try to gain more heat, this week's Monday Night Raw was in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, the home of Jim Ross. And, of course, Punk was there to not only appreciate him in his own special way, but was trying to get Jim Ross to say, you appreciate me by calling me the best in the world. Jim Ross did not do that. Punk started to gain heat on himself. And he said, you know what, you don't want to call me the best in the world. You're going to embarrass me. I'm going to embarrass and humiliate you. He stomps on the hat of Jim Ross. Jim Ross said, if you want me to call you the best in the world, you challenge John Cena. to Hell in a Cell, and you beat him at Hell in a Cell. And if you do that, I will be the first one in line to call you the best in the world. And Punk still saw that as disrespect. He said Cena doesn't get second chances; he's got to earn it. So, and Punk said, you don't get the opportunity to go back to the commentary. You know, since you disrespected me, I'm not going to allow you to get back on commentary to spew your dribble. You can turn back up to the ramp, walk with your head down in shame, and leave. And right when Jim Ross was on the ramp, we hear Ryback's music. Ryback's music. Again, we have the Ryback getting involved in a situation involving CM Punk. Ryback walks up to Jim Ross, says, "Let's go," in the ring. Of course, when a guy that size tells you to follow me, you follow him. Yeah, because you don't want him mad at you. But Ryback gets in the ring. We get a stare down between Punk and Ryback. And by the way, when Ryback can make that vein in his head throb to a certain point where you think, oh Lord, he's going to do psychokinesis on me, it's scary as hell. I don't care what anyone else says. When a dude that large and that muscular is pissed at you, of course you're going to be scared as hell. You know, I would be scared as hell. Anybody could be scared as hell of Ryback in it. But here's the major thing. Again, for the second week in a row, Ryback being involved in a situation involving CM Punk, and the fans in Oklahoma City went bonkers. They went nuts for Ryback. I mean, crazy nuts. They were immediately on the bandwagon for Ryback. You know, normally Ryback has to get the crowd going for the Feed Me More chants. Not at this point in the show. Not at this point in the show. So I'm very intrigued. Again, for the second week in a row, Ryback gets involved with something pertaining to CM Punk. WWE, they were really teasing something between these two guys. Maybe it's something we'll talk more about on WrestleDown this week. You never know. You never know what we could end up discussing for you guys. But maybe it's something we could talk about. You never know. 5 out of 5 on this one. This was indeed a great situation. And plus, out of respect, yeah, if they call it Jim Ross Appreciation Night, I'm going to appreciate the segment by giving it a 5 out of 5. Filler match up. Filler match is next. As Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo Rodriguez on commentary. I'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. As he took on Kofi Kingston. Now, this was Ricardo's first opportunity on the headset, on commentary, and I must say, for his first go around with it, did a phenomenal job. Was great on commentary. I'm going to give it up to Ricardo. Great job. But here's the thing: Del Rio wins by submission over Kofi Kingston in a decent filler match. It's going to go 4 out of 5 because Ricardo did a phenomenal job on commentary for his first time around, and it was a decent match with Del Rio and Kofi Kingston. Not as good as the opening match from last week's Monday Night Raw, Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston, but it was still a good match nonetheless. And Ricardo's first go around on the commentary table. I'll tell you what, for future matches for Ricardo Rodriguez, I'm sorry, for Del Rio, you know, have Ricardo not only be the ring announcer, but maybe / commentator, because he did a really good job tonight. So maybe that's something we could see in the future for Alberto Del Rio matches, having Ricardo Rodriguez on commentary. I mean, he was really, really good. So 4 out of 5 on that one. And now we have the main event. It's Team Hell No taking on CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler with a little bit of an interesting wrinkle-dinkle. The little bit of the interesting wrinkle-dinkle is we now have a special guest referee. And at first glance, we thought it was going to be the executive coach. Because, well, let's just say this. When AJ gets into a certain mode, let's call it, she can be 3 things all at once. She can be hot, she can be creepy, and she can be scary all at the same time. And she was when she was telling that executive coach, at first, you're going to be the special guest referee for this tag team title match. No, it's not a title match, it's a tag team match. I apologize about that. But instead, we get something even better. We get AJ as the guest referee. And now, we could have a debate about who's a hotter referee, Taryn Terrell of TNA or AJ Lee. And I want to say after tonight, AJ Lee. And I think about 75,000 of red-blooded American males between the ages of 18 and 50 who watched Monday Night Raw tonight would definitely concur with that statement. Well, that and probably all of those guys who were watching that match were watching it with only one hand free. I'll leave the rest to your guys' sick and twisted imagination. As far as this match goes, very good match between these four guys. At one point, the no-lock is applied by Daniel Bryan onto CM Punk. Paul Heyman pushes the rope so Punk can reach it and forces a counter. And AJ says, well, points her finger very seductively, by the way. And by the way, her referee outfit didn't leave much to the imagination. But when you have AJ seductively with a smile, points at you and tells you to come here, you immediately stand at attention and you comply with that statement, with that gesture, like, come here. If AJ did that to me, I would be there in less than half a second. But we get Paul Heyman, is thinking one thing, and next thing you know, AJ, being the special guest referee, ejects Paul Heyman out of the match. Vicky Guerrero gets pissed, and then she gets ejected. And Don Ziggler said, screw it, I'm going to go with my manager, leaving CM Punk high and dry to eat the chokeslam from hell from Kane, and the tag team champions are victorious, Team Hell No, and then we get the great debate between Kane and Daniel Bryan. Oh, I am the tag team champions. No, I'm the tag team champions. I wonder how long that they're going to be doing this. 4 out of 5 on this main event. I thought it was really good, and the wrinkle-dinkle of AJ being special guest referee, I'm sorry, for TNA, it's Taryn Terrell. She's the hottest referee in TNA. WWE, gotta be AJ. Which harkens to me, why does the WWE follow well, they kind of follow TNA's example for tonight for the main event, but why don't they follow it for all Divas matches? Why not have a female referee? I mean, if they do it in TNA, why not in WWE? I mean, if WWE, for the Divas, all they want to show is eye candy, why not have the whole bill? Why not have the referee as eye candy as well? I'll tell you what, it'd be very hard for someone like me to watch that match. I'm not talking about in-ring. Well, again, I'm trying to keep it clean. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'll just leave it to your guys' imagination. I'm probably sure I'll probably have a few guys who are noted perverts. We'll probably put some stuff like that in the comment section below. And you're more than welcome to it. As long as it's not about me. Anyway, can't believe I just said that. Anyway, overall score for Monday Night Raw this week, I'm going to go 4 out of 5. Great opening with the segment. Even though I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't actually verbally hear CM Punk address the Ryback thing. The tag match with Sin Cara and Mysterio, Primo, and Epico was good. I always love to see Rosa Mendes jumping up and down. Cesaro and Brodus Clay, that is the shocker of the night for me. Miz and Zack Ryder, filler match at best. Sheamus and Big Show World Championship debate. Let me just say this. It was executed a lot better, and it was done a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Eve Torres and Beth Phoenix. All I'm going to say is Beth Phoenix will not be in the WWE for very much longer, guys, so be sure that you attempt to watch any match that she's in. Santino Marella, let's just say this, I'm really, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Slater, Mahal, and McIntyre, if they can put themselves over as a group on the crowd, we'll have the potential for, I believe, a good group, and hopefully we'll have a name for the group very soon. Sheamus and Damian Sandow was great. It was also really awesome to see a 2-for-1 bro kick. Again, Ryback getting involved in a situation with CM Punk during the appreciation night for Jim Ross. WWE, they're really teasing something here. They're really teasing something here. So we can only see where they go next. You know, what will they do next with Ryback and CM Punk? And I will admit, when I heard Ryback's music, even though it was kind of predictable, I still kind of marked out. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there who marked out when Ryback came out to defend Jim Ross against CM Punk. The film match with Del Rio and Kofi Kingston was good. What made it even better was Ricardo on commentary. And the main event, all I can say is loved AJ in the referee's outfit, and I forget who was in the main event. So what I want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Be sure you guys check out my friend Cartman. He was on last week's Monday Night Raw. Be sure you check out his YouTube channel at youtube.com/KillerXKenny. And don't forget to check out my good friend, the Shining Star, Rick Starr, as he shines and illuminates all over eWrestlingNews.com with the Rick Starr blog splash. So, also don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network and youtube.com/ZFXFame. That's a lot of plugs. So with that being said, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.